Hey everybody, Motorpullet59 here. Well, 2 days ago was the Wyoming congressional primaries, and as expected, Liz Cheney got the boot, the cowboy boot. She lost to a true conservative, a Trump-backed conservative, and I shouldn't say that makes her a true conservative in and of itself, being backed by Trump, but it is certainly showing the RINOs and the independents that their day is over. People are tired of it. True conservatives are sick of RINOs. They're sick of Trump haters. And I'm not even saying that every true conservative was a Trump lover. People thought he was doing a good job. You don't have to like the guy to admit that he was doing a good job. It's the same thing for those of you who were alive during the Nixon administration. Richard Nixon got a lot of things accomplished while he was in office. Yeah, he wasn't a good guy, and he got busted for his part in Watergate. But you don't have to like the president. You don't have to like your congressman. As long as they're doing a good job, that should be your main focus. And for all you RINOs, one of these days I'm going to do a piece on how I feel about RINOs and what makes you not tick. I don't even know if I need to now, because your day's over. Your day's done. People aren't listening to you anymore. Conservatives are no longer listening to you. But Liz Cheney was out for revenge. She was out for revenge. She wasn't interested in serving the people of Wyoming. She had no interest in that. She was interested in serving herself. She was interested in serving her father's legacy. And I didn't really have any big problems with Dick Cheney when he was VP. That was a tough administration, a tough time to be a president. And I don't know, they did what they did. But in the intervening years, since he's been out of VP office, he's done a lot of things and made a lot of statements. He's obviously an anti-Trump guy, never Trumper. But whatever, that's their right. But you can't diss and hate on a truly conservative president just because you don't like the way he acts. And in the case of the Cheneys, their biggest issue with Trump, was that he threatened their way of life. He threatened the good old boy or the good old girl network. He threatened that. He was a true threat to that. He owed the Cheneys nothing. He owed the Republican Party nothing. He owed nothing to anyone, and that's what made him so attractive to me as a voter. He wasn't anyone's pocket, and the Cheneys didn't like that. Therefore, Liz Cheney lashed out against him, and it bit her in the ass by 30 percentage points. That's a landslide. That is a huge margin of defeat. And what did she do when she went to her concession speech? I didn't watch it all because it was just another disgusting piece of rhetoric from her. She blamed it on Trump. She blamed it on January 6th. If she had followed the path of supporting the January 6th lie that was perpetrated by the Democrats, then she would have won that election. If my aunt had balls, she'd have been my uncle. But she wasn't. She was my aunt. And that's the way things are, Liz. You lost. You got your ass kicked because you chose the wrong path. But the RINOs have had their day in the sunlight. They are going to fade away. People are tired of it. Conservative voters are tired of it. They're ready to have conservative values again. And people like Liz Cheney just aren't going to do that. They're going to serve their own needs. They're not going to serve their constituencies any longer. And I think that this could very well be a pivotal moment in the modern Republican Party and the modern conservative movement, where people have seen the light and are moving away from that dim middle ground that has gotten us nowhere as a party in the last 40 years. We can't continue to listen to these, I'm not even going to say moderates, because they're not moderates. She's a never Trumper. She is not a conservative. She is definitely a RINO. And her kind, I just don't think they're going to be tolerated any longer. The conservatives, the Republican Party, I should say, has been fractured for quite some time now because of RINOs. If it weren't for RINOs, we would have won in 2020. We would not have it. They could have jacked the elections around all they wanted to, and we'd still have won. Rhinos, you cost the Republicans the White House in 2020, and that's because you're not really Republicans. You may think you are, you may feel like you are, but you aren't. And as I started, I'm sorry, I got off track. I started to say, in the hoopla surrounding all this for the last few days, while I was watching her concession speech clips and the clips of them talking to people and clips of her saying she hasn't made her mind up whether she's going to run in 2024, I kept thinking when she was saying that, well, she'd probably be a better prospect for him than Joe Biden. And that's when it dawned on me. She's not a Democrat. She acts so much like one that my mind convinced me that she was a Democrat. I didn't think for 2 seconds about her running as a Republican. And hey, you know what? I hope she does, because it'll just pound her further into the ground. In the end, I don't think she will. I think that she'll have advisors that are going to be realistic with her, at least I'd hope so. But for the last couple of years, she has been a Democrat stooge, and they don't care about her. They could have bailed her out, and she had her little plan for them trying to keep her in office. They didn't go for it because they're done with her. She's served their purpose, and they're going to kick her off the side of the road just like they have done every other person that has suited their agenda and needs at the moment. Think about it. Go back and think about all the people the Democrats paraded out and said, look at this heroic person, and the next thing you know, you don't hear about them anymore. I don't have any names right off the top of my head, but you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I do. I think this is a pivotal moment for the conservative movement and the Republican Party for the next 30 or 40 years. I think this is really going to make a difference. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Shoot me an email at motopoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content, and we'll see you all later.